Hey everybody, Dancin Dave here. Just got my new dance shoes in. These are Eris Allen. These are a white cap toe, and these are kind of my signature shoes. I've been wearing these for a lot of years now, and I really like them. Always from Eris Allen. The one downside is that they are good shoes as a base, but you kind of, as with all dance shoes, you kind of need to make them your own if you're going to be dancing in them and making them comfortable. You know, they've got good stitching and nice smooth bottoms. This is a nice glide to it, so sliding around on the floor. White is my signature color. I'm sure you've seen my white hat. I occasionally, switch that up with a black hat, but white shoes, really, I like the white shoes because I do a lot of fancy footwork, and I like that to show off in the lights in the nightclub, and the white really pops with that. So the one downside, one of the things you have to get started doing right away is making these your own by getting rid of this part. So you can see the Eris Allen logo here, and so we're just going to take that and toss it. Now I don't know if it shows really. You can see there's a little bit of black residue here, and that's the glue that was holding this in place. You can see where there's some nails here. I don't know if you can see that little shine right there, but there's some black residue in here of the glue that on the base piece was holding the pad in place that I had to tear out. I went ahead and already did that because it takes a while and you need to get in with a knife afterward and kind of scrape some of that out. But yeah, I don't know if you can see how incredibly thin this is. So between this part, literally the hard, and your foot is just a skinny little bit of foam. You know what? That's not going to cut it. Not going to cut it. This on the other hand, is a nice cushy gel insert. Nice and smooth. It's got the perforations to let your foot breathe a little bit. And this has some nice solid, I mean, just really good cushion to it and some good gel in there. So the idea is, this is already cut to size because I'm a 9.5. I don't know if you can see you can see the lines. So this, you measure, these are measurement lines, and you just trim the piece to the size of your shoe. So this is pre-cut to my shoe size. And you just slide it on in here, and it's a nice snug fit. That way it doesn't push around or anything. Up to the toes. And then drop her down in. And there you have it. So double check all the way up to the toe, make sure it's sitting proper. Yeah, there you go. And that's it. And so it offers a little bit thicker base, so you can't lace them up quite as tight. So make sure that your dance shoes, when you size them, are sized properly to allow a little bit of up and down, because your foot's going to be riding a little bit higher. But when it is, then you just don't lace them quite as tight, and you end up with a much nicer cushion under here. Yeah, much nicer cushion. But wait, we're not done. Because, as you can see, it's got this nice tight edge along the backside, so your heel tucks in here, because you don't want your heel to come out. Well, the one downside is that oftentimes as they age, as you break them in, this will get a little bit loose, and then your heel can slip, especially because you're starting a little bit higher in the shoe. Additionally, this can cut into your heel a little bit as well. So that's what this is for. This is easily store-bought, basically heel pad, where it folds up and it's going to stick in right here, about like that. And so that's going to stick into the back of the shoe, and it pads the back of the heel area and keeps you from slipping in and out, as well as keeps this from biting into the back of your Achilles tendon. So I'm going to take this out and stick this guy in. Let's see, there we go. Nice and sticky. All right. You just line it up with the top of the shoe and then set her in so she... There we go. A little bit too tall. So you don't really want to scooch it tight until you know that you're in there nice and good. Good. There we go. Now you just tighten this guy down. And what I have found, oh, I'm sorry, I was completely off the frame there. Anyway, so you tighten this down into the back of the shoe. And now wearing a dress sock. You want to wear nice thin socks with your dance shoes. If you have a nice cushy sock in there, like an athletic style sock, then your foot's going to slide around too much in your shoe and you're not going to really be able to feel the floor very well. So you want a nice thin sock so that you can feel what's happening with the floor. You can get feedback from the floor. Now granted, you do have a cushion here, but the thinner your sock, the more it helps. You don't want your sock to offer additional cushion. So this will help pad against a thin sock rubbing against your coarse leather here. So there we have it. Just got to lace them up, and pretty much my new dance shoes are going to be relatively ready for prime time. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. So I prefer white laces. A lot of people will go with an off-color lace, like a black lace or maybe a green lace or any number of other colors, just to create some pop or to create some difference. For example, you can also get a patent spectator shoe. So one that instead of being all white is a combination black and white. Personally, I don't really care for that look. There is definitely a place for it. It's a very classic dancer look, but I personally just like the kind of a pure white look on the feet. Again, it's a personal taste thing, and you're certainly welcome to go with any color you want, whatever color suits you. But for me, I happen to like the all white look, and so that's just kind of my signature thing. But yeah, this is how they work, and this shoe is ready to go. I'll go prep the other one and get it ready and get them laced up and get ready to get on an airplane and come to see you guys. And man, I can't wait. The weather here is quite nice. It's getting up to around 22, 23 degrees, possibly as high as 24 or even 25 today, depending on how things go. Definitely not 40, but at least it's not like 11 or 12 degrees and then having to come into 40. So at least my body is getting used to being a little closer to nice hot weather. Anyway, so dance shoes, there you go. One more thing I'm going to do, which I don't have the parts for yet, is occasionally I have to dance in the street or on rough pavement or something like that instead of a nice smooth nightclub floor. They have what's called a businessman's, I think it's a businessman's bottom or something that you can get from shoe stores or cobblers, where it's actually a piece of leather or sometimes plastic that is glued onto the bottom of the shoe to give it basically extra tread. Because if you're on concrete, this smooth bottom is just going to slide. You slide all over the place. It's hard to get a grip. So they've got a piece that you glue on here that basically gives you literally tread. Well, one of the little dancer's tricks is you take that and you flip it over. So you put the tread side here against the bottom, and the smooth side is facing down. Why would you want that? You're just going to slip all over the place. Well, yes. But the advantage is that it gives you yet another bottom on your shoe that is a wear-out bottom. It's intended to be consumable. So as you move around on concrete, it gets worn down and used up. And then before you start eating through the actual bottom of your shoe, you stick a new one on and you have it glued in place. So you just constantly cycle through these businessman bottoms rather than ever eating up your shoe. Because what will happen is you can see the lacing here. As this starts to wear down, you literally just eat through the lace. And then pretty soon, your whole shoe falls apart on the side because the lacing is gone. That's a problem. So with a businessman's bottom, it allows you to have that little extra cushion there that gets worn down prior to reaching your lacing and then eating through the bottom of your shoe. All right, so everybody have a great day, and I will see you again soon.